Hi, welcome to the Pioneer Spotlight. I'm Josh Krupp. Here on the Pioneer Spotlight, we're going to put into focus Point Park University athletics, teams, coaches, and student athletes every week. Today, we put into the spotlight Pioneer's track and field head coach, Kelly Parsley. Kelly, thanks for joining us on the program.
Hi, no problem. Thanks for having me.
So we want to talk a lot about these track and field teams who have started off the season really strong. Let's start with the men. Kind of catch us up on the season. Where are the men at right now?
Well, we're only in our second meet for indoor season. We had a meet right before Christmas break, and then we came back and had a meet last weekend for our first meet back in the new year, and they're looking really strong, and this is our third year for the program, so out of the 3 years, this is the strongest we've looked coming back off Christmas break. Christmas break seems to be a struggle for our kids to stay in shape sometimes, but this year they came back in great shape. We have a couple top 25 performances in the country in terms of some of the events. TJ Robinson's in the top 25 in the pole vault. Tyler Carter, Dry Davis, and Sean Berry all rank in the top 15 in the triple jump right now on the men's side. So we're looking really strong. We have 3 qualifiers for nationals already, and all 3 of them are triple jumpers. One of them is a freshman, Tyler Carter, and the other 2 are back from last year. They qualified for nationals last year, and they were able to do that in their first meet this season. So we're off to a really good start.
Who's somebody on the men's team who you think has the potential to qualify for nationals in the coming meets?
We have a few. I would say Desmond Maro in the 800 meters, Xavier Stevens in the 800 meters, our 4x8 relay. We're running that for the first time in school history tomorrow. So I think they have a chance to qualify for nationals. We've never had a relay qualify for nationals. I would say Aaron Barlow in any of the sprints, either the 60, the 200, or the 400. Alex Vaughn, also in the 400, I think would have a chance. We have a couple kids I haven't seen perform yet in their specialty events like hurdles. We don't get much time to practice because of our lack of facilities. So a couple kids will be hurdling this week. We'll see where they fall in terms of times and if they're close to qualifying, hitting the qualifying standard.
And in these couple first meets, who's been the biggest surprise on the men's side?
The biggest surprise would have to be, there's been many. I would say right now Desmond Maro, just because he broke 2 minutes in the 100 meters this past week, which is a really great start after the Christmas break. That's his fastest time indoor. We've never had an athlete break the 2-minute barrier in the 800 meters indoor. So I think he's been a pretty good surprise. And also he was on our 4x4 relay. He was actually on our B team, but he had run the fastest 400 split of the day, so that bumped him up to the A team. So he came back after Christmas break in great shape. So he's looking really, really strong. He was a national qualifier last year for us in the 600. We're hoping he can do that again in the 600, but also maybe the 800 and the 4x8 relay.
And let's transition over to the women's side now. A lot of star power on that squad. Katie Garnacci has been leading this team for a few years, but Anna Shields might be kind of taking the baton now for that team. Those two are already qualifying for nationals. Where are the women at right now?
They're very strong. Obviously, having Anna Shields is a coach. Like, I'll never probably have an athlete like that in my lifetime. Katie, same thing. She's a Hall of Fame athlete, still current student here. She's a 6-time national qualifier as a junior. Both of them rank in the top 5 right now in the nation. In the 5K, Anna's number 1, Katie's number 5. So we do have a lot of star power. We're very small on the women's side, so to see our athletes, some of our individuals really stand out is exciting. Katie's looking really strong, but Anna comes from a really interesting running background, and I knew coming in she was going to be special, but I think she's even exceeding my and her own expectations.
And Anna and Katie have carried the runners. Who on the field has surprised you so far, and what are your hopes for the field teams?
Well, we have some other runners on the women's side that are really surprising us right now. Jenny Murtha is also in the top 10 in the 5K in the country. She's only a freshman. So we have 3 women right now in the top 10 in the 5K, which makes for a strong cross-country team in the future since all of them are back. Kemi Olugbakkenrow has been a real surprise. She's always been strong for us in the past 2 years, but this year she's really focusing on getting a chance to qualify for nationals, whether it be the Open 400, the Open 200, or our women's team that will be attempting to qualify for nationals tomorrow for the first time in school history in the distance medley relay. So Kemi is looking really strong this year. Janai McAllister has always been a leader for us. She runs any event. She can do it. Sometimes she'll even do 6 events in one meet. She's looking really strong. If we get more practice time in the hurdles, I think she'd have a real good shot at the 60 hurdles. That's what we've been focusing on. We also have a transfer student that hasn't been able to compete for us yet, that I know if we can get her eligible in terms of getting everything turned into the NAIA, she's a girl that can qualify in many events for us for nationals. and she's a jumper, which is one of the events we're really weak in on the women's side. We only have two real female jumpers, Darian Leedy, who is a senior this year and has been a leader for us in the field, who does a fantastic job, but we need some depth there. And other women that have stood out is Taylor Selich. She is a redshirt freshman. She's going to be a real anchor for us tomorrow in our distance medley relay.
And finally, what are your hopes and goals for these two teams moving forward the rest of this indoor season?
I really hope we can get more national qualifiers. To look back on we've only had a program for 3 years. We lack facilities, and to do what we've done in 3 years, I think is pretty remarkable. I'm really excited about the program. This is the best team I've ever had in terms of who the kids are. I've coached for over 20 years at the head coaching level, and they're just great kids, and they work really, really hard. So I'd like to see more kids qualify for nationals to get them that experience. But you know, I think that both teams, we've always wanted to win conferences. We've been second every year since we started the program, which is a big accomplishment. But we'd like to beat Rio Grande. They're very good. They've had a program for lots of years, and they have a facility. But we haven't been able to get over that hump to beat them, and this might be our best chance on both sides to beat them. So I think looking ahead to spring track, we'd like to win a conference championship. And right now with indoor, stay focused, stay healthy, get some of these kids some good opportunities to compete at a high level and hopefully get them to nationals.
These two track and field teams will be back in action this Saturday at the Spire Midwest Indoor Open. For all the latest Point Park athletics news, head to twitter.com/PointParkSports. Follow all of the social medias there. We'll be back here in the Center for Media Innovation in the future for more Pioneer Spotlights, the first edition of which coming with the track and field head coach, Kelly Parsley. Kelly, thanks a lot for joining us.
Thanks, Josh.